Welcome to this edition of the In the Ring Show. Before I begin, this video was brought to you by Hailstorm. Check it out. My signed copy of the new Hailstorm CD, The Strange Case of Hailstorm. How did I get a signed copy, you ask? Well, that's my secret. I will tell you, however, that I just was at the Hailstorm Stained and Godsmack concert at the Broome County Arena, and that they fucking rocked the goddamn arena to its core. The shit was awesome. Anyway, but that's not what this video is about. This video it's kind of a combo video. I'm going to talk about Matt Morgan's rumored release from TNA and WWE's rumored interest in Matt Morgan, and then on top of that, reasons I believe WWE should not sign Matt Morgan. Okay, so if you watched Impact, you saw this angle they did where it was supposed to be Morgan versus Crimson, but Bully Ray was trying to prove how tough he was and that he could take somebody out. So he comes out and he destroys Matt Morgan, and they did the whole injury angle where he gets stretchered out. And it's rumored that Matt Morgan's time in TNA is now over and that the WWE wants to sign him. If these rumors are in fact true, then I think the WWE should pass on Matt Morgan. Now, I want to make one thing perfectly clear to any of you Matt Morgan marks out there. I don't hate Matt Morgan. I don't hate Matt Morgan. I just don't believe that he's ready to be in WWE yet. Now, I know you're going to say, well, you mean he's not ready? He already was. And he was a failure. Now, granted, that's not entirely his fault. The WWE gave him a shitty gimmick to try to get over. So, I guess if on the first time around I would blame the WWE more, I would blame Matt Morgan. I understand that. But still, I don't believe Matt Morgan should be signed by the WWE. Now, I do admit he's improved, but why should WWE bring aboard somebody who they've already had aboard before and released? Especially when you've got these guys coming up from FCW. You've got, you've got Dean Ambrose who's coming up. They're going to put him in a feud with Mick Foley. Let him have what could be Matt Morgan's spot. You've got other talents in FCW that aren't being utilized. Bring them up. Don't bring in Matt Morgan again. Let Matt Morgan improve just a tad more before he comes to the WWE. Now, his promos have gotten better. His in-ring skills have gotten better. There is one thing some of Matt Morgan's detractors have said that I do disagree with. There are some Matt Morgan detractors who say that if you've seen one Kane match, then you've seen every Matt Morgan match. I disagree. Yes, Kane and Matt Morgan physically are about the same size, but Matt Morgan is more athletic than Kane. So, do I think he'd have more of a place in the WWE than Kane? Yes, I agree with. I do think that would be the case. I think he belongs there more so than Kane. Not that I hate Kane, but let's face it, Kane's getting up there in age. He needs to start winding down a little. Just saying. WWE. If you want a big man to come up, you've got a big man down in FCW right now. Granted, he's not ready to come up yet. But give him a few months and he will be. WWE fans, the name I'm about to drop right now, you don't know him yet. I know him. I've taken a boot in the face from him. I'm talking about Brody Lee. Some of you may have read about him on Bleacher Report. But how many of you have physically seen Brody Lee in action? Hell, been kicked in the face by him. Guess what? I can raise my hand and truthfully claim both instances that I've been on the receiving end of a kick and seen him in action. Now, some of you might think, but aren't you just a fan? How did you get kicked in the face by Brody Lee? Well, I'm I'm not going to let that cat out of the bag. I'll let you mull over that, see if you can figure it out. But Brody Lee is the big man that should be up there. Let Matt Morgan improve some more. And if you do sign Matt Morgan WWE, fine. I don't think you should, but if you do, fine. Put him down in FCW. But don't you dare, for 1 minute, advance him above Brody Lee. Fuck that. Brody Lee has more talent in his pinky than Matt Morgan does in his fucking body. That's the truth. And, you know, I know all you Matt Morgan marks are going to come out of the woodwork and start talking shit to me, saying how I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about and blah, blah, blah. It's going to happen. I'm waiting for it to happen, quite frankly. But see, and here's the reason I have a problem with that. Yes, I mark out for certain wrestlers myself. Yes, I have trouble seeing how they do wrong sometimes. I'll admit that. But you want to know what the difference between me marking out for those guys and you marking out for Matt Morgan is? Guys who I mark out for have historically proven to have revolutionized the business. Hell, one of the guys I mark out for, the number one guy I mark out for, in my opinion, put wrestling on the map. Made it mainstream. Now, yeah, wrestling existed before this man, but was it as big of a cultural thing before Hulk Hogan came along? Fuck no, it wasn't. Is Matt Morgan a better wrestler than Hulk Hogan? Yes, I'll admit that much. But did did Matt Morgan revolutionize the business the way Hulk Hogan did? Roll that on your life, brother! And is Matt Morgan a horrible wrestler? No. But is he a great wrestler? No. Sorry, he just isn't. You know, I'm just speaking objectively. And I'm not saying this because I hate Matt Morgan. I'm saying it because I feel it's the truth. I don't feel Matt Morgan is a great wrestler. Now, I'm not saying that everybody in the WWE is a great wrestler either. Because Lord knows there are some people who fucking suck as wrestlers, in my opinion. God, John Cena, their top guy, as far as his in-ring work, he's shitty. Yeah, he's gotten better, but he's still shitty, in my opinion. Lord Tensai, don't even get me started on Lord fucking Tensai. How you gonna watch my video about my 10 reasons Lord Tensai sucks, and you know how I feel about Lord Tensai. Among with a few other guys who, in my opinion, can't fucking wrestle, but get top spots anyway. But anyway, WWE, you had Matt Morgan before, you released him. There's a reason for that. And I know some of you guys are going to say, well, Vince has released other guys before, and he brought them back, and look what they did. Okay, yes. But some of the guys that Vince brought back, they became better wrestlers while they were away. And Vince actually put decent gimmicks on them. I mean, the only way Morgan could succeed, the only way Morgan would have a chance, is if WWE actually let him be what he was in TNA, the blueprint Matt Morgan. But will Vince do that? I doubt it, but even if he did, do you really think he'd let Matt Morgan succeed? No. Why? Because he didn't create that Matt Morgan. He created that stuttering, blundering fucking fool that we remember from in WWE from 2004. Or 2004, maybe even early 2005. Point is, anybody who doesn't watch TNA, if you've heard the name Matt Morgan and you associate it with the WWE, that's what you remember. For those of you who didn't see Matt Morgan's previous WWE stint, YouTube it. Jesus fucking Christ, they had the guy, he stuttered worse than Bubba Ray Dudley used to. Jesus Christ, man. WWE. When you've got guys from FCW who are probably ready, bring them up. Bring up Dean Ambrose. Use, as you call him now, Antonio Cesaro. Keep developing Brody Lee. Bring him up. Use your guys from FCW, Vince. Don't bring in Matt Morgan. Don't do it. It's a waste of your fucking time and money. I'm sorry. I don't feel that Matt Morgan is worth investing that much, worth investing money in yet. I don't feel that he is. Now, I understand that some fans watch both WWE and TNA, and some of you might disagree with me. And if you disagree, that's fine. That's your opinion. You're entitled to it. But I think WWE should pass on Morgan. And once again, I don't hate Matt Morgan. I just don't think he's a WWE caliber wrestler. Hell, like I said, I know some of you are going to say, well, look at John Cena. And Vince keeps him around. Yeah, John Cena's a shitty wrestler. But John Cena also does something that I don't think Matt Morgan could do. And he brings in this. He brings in money. Face it. If you really think that if John Cena didn't bring in the money he does, he'd still be around, not on your life. It's the truth, people. So for all you John Cena fans who are going to come out of the woodwork saying I'm fucking I'm full of shit, yeah, okay. Tell me something. If John Cena didn't bring in the money he brings in, do you really think he'd still be around? I doubt it. I mean, I know not every superstar Vince has is a big moneymaker, but, you know, but some of those guys who don't make the money that Cena does for the company, they could wrestle circles around Cena. The only difference between them and the only difference that they don't get that spot that Cena gets is because Cena brings in the money. Only fucking reason. Let's face it. And this is the truth for all you Cena fans, whether you want to believe it or not. If the WWE were based on pure wrestling ability, and they just forgot about the money aspect, I know they wouldn't, but if they did, realistically speaking, do you know where John Cena would be on the totem pole? He'd be somewhere at the fucking bottom of it. Let's face it. Guys like The Miz, Del Rio, fucking Miz, Del Rio, Alex Riley. Hell, I even dare say Brodus Clay could wrestle circles around John Cena. But, anyway. But the point is, Matt Morgan would not generate that revenue for him. He just wouldn't. So not only is he not a great wrestler, but he doesn't generate the income. Who would... I mean, seriously, how many pay-per-views would Matt Morgan be able to sell? Like, if you base the pay-per-view around him, how many pay-per-views could he sell? Not that many. Let's face it. I mean, hell, the pay-per-view rates were failing before. Why do you think they brought in Brock Lesnar? They needed that interest. Because they knew they needed to capitalize on WrestleMania. So what they do, they brought back in Brock. And they said, hey, we'll throw on Extreme Rules. That might get good buy rates. And, to be fair, it did. But now there's no Brock involvement for Over the Limit, so it's going to tank. But that's another story. The point is, and yes, I know I keep repeating it. I keep repeating it because it's fucking true. And I'm going to get this fucking fact drilled into your head if I have to say it 500,000 times. Matt Morgan is not a big enough draw for the WWE. And at the end of the day, let's face it, what does Vince McMahon care about the most at the end of the day? The bottom line, the profit he gets. And there's not enough of it in Matt Morgan for Vince to bother. End of story. Let me know what you think of the video. Subscribe, like the video, comment down below. For this edition of the In the Ring Show, this is Devious Damien signing out. Good night, everybody.